Welcome!
Welcome
Ricky's like,
to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. I'm Bethany. This is Sparky. This is Tucker. He's so cute. He's so cute. All right. It is episode... Do you have it?
2:35. Sorry, we're a
2:35.
little bit late today, guys.
Just a little. A little bit late last week. A little bit late today.
What's 6 minutes?
No big deal. No big
What's
deal.
up, bud? Don't eat the mic. You don't get to eat the mic today. All right, guys. Welcome. Anyone has any questions? We did get some that we got sent in. I can't talk today. We do have a few that people sent in. If you guys have any follow-ups, though, we're answering your question or even sending a question into the chat.
Yep.
We like the back and forth. That's always what we're going to prioritize.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to start with Jan. Okay. All the tips for a 12-week-old golden working on place, sit, down, crate, leash, and potty. Wish you're in San Diego. Keep it up. Balance your affection, your play, and your training. So you're not doing too much play, you're not doing too much affection. Everything is kind of balanced by the training. If you're bringing a dog out at 12 weeks old, I'd be doing maybe 30 minutes to an hour of an activity window for them. And just make sure every time they come out, you're checking 3 boxes. Physical, mental, and helping them learn some form of existence, even if it's just supervised separation, having them on a leash, hanging out by your feet for a few extra minutes when you're done training. You're teaching them how to acclimate to being out of the crate, and then get yourself on a good crate schedule so you have a good rotation. You want to add?
When you're working on your fetch, which shouldn't be as much as training, but it should be part of it, really focus on that good out, that good drop it. Make sure you are all ready when things are easy, when things are good in the house, there's not many distractions. That's when you really make your basic obedience intermediate, is when there's nothing going on around you. And one of the ways that you do that is start to wean off food, start to do several things in a row before he gets a piece of food. Sometimes have a piece of food in your hand, sometimes don't. And make sure you're giving space between your marker word and your food delivery. So I might go, good. Reach and pouch, deliver food. I might go, good. Reach and pouch, pause. Good. Deliver food. And then another time, the mailman comes. Good. Come, sit. Good. And then slow it all back down again. And so really start to play around with energy changes and food delivery and creating that space between your marker and your food.
Tucker's real upset that he's not getting a treat for his downstay right now. He looked at you the whole time.
And that is a good downstay.
I see leash as well on here. 12-week-old puppy, you're not really doing walks or anything. Look for a relationship building exercise, whether it's come for treats, come for his kibble, come for his breakfast. And then remember something called opposition reflex. That means that if your dog is pulling on the leash, you don't want to keep pulling against them. You want to create kind of like a balancing out tension, so you're not adding but you're not taking away. And then give a treat. Start moving back slowly when they look for the food. Pause and let them kind of make their way to you to take the treat. That's one of the biggest things that we see. That one's hard to explain. So if that didn't make sense, Google or look up on YouTube opposition reflex for leash walking.
So Soul Connection with Michelle. Woo, everybody check out her page. I'm struggling with potty training at the moment. I've had this new puppy for 2 weeks. Take him outside, he doesn't do anything, bring him back inside, he pees 10 minutes later. My first thing that I would say is that it sounds like, he might be overstimulated or a little nervous outside. Inside is comfortable, and so a lot of times they go outside and they're like, oh, there's all this stuff. And then I come inside, I'm comfortable, oh, I gotta go, boom. And so you gotta get on a crate rotation schedule. Do we still have them available? What does she got to do?
Link in bio, free masterclass.
Link in bio, free masterclass on potty training. So get on that crate schedule and start to build the dog's ability to hold their pee. Do not give them free time in the house when they haven't peed yet. Do you want to add anything quick?
Rinse and repeat back to the crate if they don't go potty.
Yes.
So you're basically taking them out 2 to 5 minutes. They don't go potty, pick them up because they might pee in the house on the way back to the crate.
Good point.
Put them in the crate. Did they give us an age? I missed the age.
No.
No age. If it's under 4 months, I'm doing, hey, Ricky,
I think it is.
Tucker's done.
I think it's under 4 months.
I think he actually has to potty, though, so if you can ask him to take him for a potty, he'd appreciate you. He may have peed on me a little bit.
He loves you.
I love peas. 2 to 5 minutes outside. If they're under 4 months old, I'd probably do like 5 to 10 minutes in the crate, or even up to just 5, especially if he's potting 10 minutes after going back in the house. If they're 4 to 6 months, I do about 10 to 15. Over 6 months, about 15 to 30 minutes. And you're actually putting them back in the crate to allow their bladder to relax, to allow their body and their mind to settle back down. So then when you take them out that second time, bring them out, put them down, you're more likely to get your potty. I kind of rinse and repeat this going back and forth to the crate, but if I feel like I'm doing it a lot, every time I bring my dog out of the crate, I have to take him out for potty and put them back in 2 times in a row, I'm gonna add 15 to 20 minutes to my schedule and add more crate time, because that's actually what their body's telling you by going back and forth constantly. Do you agree? Mm-hmm. Cool.
All right.
13 weeks?
13 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, so
you're
under
like
4 months, yeah.
5 to 10 minutes, 10 might be a bit of a push. Play with it.
J.M. Murphy says, what to do when a 6-month-old will not stop biting the leash while walking. He's regressed, started to do this more and more now. J.M. Murphy, could I have breed? Could I have breed mix, please? And then we will come back to you. And we'll, since I've got you here, and we'll answer this question.
Was it biting leash?
Yeah.
I thought it said lease.
Well, might have, but I'm sure she means leash.
My brain doesn't work that way.
Oh, okay. Paulina Gomez, tips for grooming manipulation. I like the manipulation.
Master hand glue manipulator.
For an 11-week-old Doodle, he just will not stay still. Okay.
Have fun. This is all her.
Okay. You need to look up some grooming desensitization
Which
videos.
Is absolutely in our online school.
On YouTube. We happen to have one on our online school. You just go to puppyacademy.com and you just check stuff out there. But anyway, just actually.
We have about like 1 million videos on all kinds of different stuff.
But just to kind of go ahead and give you some ideas. You've got to find a time, first of all, when the dog is mentally and physically fulfilled and a little bit tired, not to the point where they're biting the crap out of you, but they're a little bit tired. You know, it's not the first thing that you're doing. The kids aren't running around when you're trying to introduce this. The other thing I would do, believe it or not, with a puppy, is I would teach them, place, like go to your bed, and that, like 2 days of that. And then I would go ahead and put place on the couch or on my lap, or I actually have like a step in my home, which is annoying, but it's really good for this because I put the puppy there and I sit down and I'm like right next to them, but it's not quite on the furniture. So it's my favorite thing to do. So I can be on the ground and I can put the puppy on a step, or I can be equal to them. So the reason I mention that is to have the puppy on some sort of barrier, like a dog bed, can be really useful. Because think about it, at a grooming appointment, they're putting them on the table. And I will tell you, with really, really tough puppies, I will put them on the table. I'll put a leash on them, I'll put something they won't slide on, and I'll put them on the table with really tough puppies.
You could buy a groomer's helper for $45 on Amazon.
There you go.
They just like clip to the side of your counter.
But let's, start at the beginning. So you just have a calm dog and you just pet him calmly. If you can't pet your dog calmly, which just means slow fingers, more like a massage, stay away from the head, stick to the body, shoulders, neck, and they're not biting you, you can't groom them. And so let's make sure you can just give your doggy a nice slow, where are you going? A nice slow massage. He's getting a fake dog. Oh, the Chia Pet dog, the grass dog.
It's the only one that's standing. All the other ones are sitting.
But no, so I don't know what am I doing here. So
I was going to demonstrate while you talked about it. You just took the dog from me.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
show the demonstration. It's like kneading dough.
Relax. Okay,
Tell me you're the dog.
Once the dog can do that, I have a treat pouch, and I go, good piece of food, good piece of food, good piece of food. For doing nothing, I'm gearing up my marker word, which is my good. And then I have a comb. Do not let the comb hit the dog's skin. That's where everybody screws up, especially with Doodles that have like the flighty fur. Doodles and Malteses. Stella, down. That's an adult dog.
I thought that was the dog. I thought you were making a joke.
Stella, down.
I was like, that's gold.
No, it's an adult dog.
There's actually a real dog on the ground for anyone who sends her likes.
An adult dog. And did you notice my tone? So have a firm tone. Do not baby this dog. Like, it'll help them be more calm and relaxed. But anyway, do not touch the skin. And you're just going to introduce it. good piece of food, good piece of food. And then you're, wherever they're most comfortable, you're just gonna, good piece of food, good piece of food. But honestly, what you have to work on first is getting your dog to be able to do it down next to you in place and get some slow massages, pets, whatever, without biting you, and then gearing up your marker and then slowly adding in the brush. And I'm telling you, you go painfully slow where it's not even like a good brush, and stay away from the mats. Don't even try, like don't touch them. Because
they could hurt. They're uncomfortable
they
to
do
brush.
hurt, and you're not in a position to start coming at your dog with scissors yet. So just let them be for a few days. I'm telling you, you guys do 5 minutes 3 times a day of desensitizing like this, where you can do 3 combs, good piece of food. Those not 3, but 4 combs, good piece of food. And then before you know it, in 3-4 days, your dog's totally fine with it. It's pretty cool how when you start like not even really combing, like you start with so little, how quickly you can build up to doing a full brush with your dog with 2 pieces of treats. So, but if you're, if you're not working on a calm place duration, which I know like you can't do duration yet, but that's what you're building up to. If you're not working on a calm on command, nothing will save you. Okay, I'm gonna put that, I'm having too much fun with that thing. Do you want to see if you have any questions?
Oh, I do. I got one.
Okay, and then we'll come back to you, J.M. Murphy.
This is from Liam. I'm going to pretend like it's a really young puppy unless you give me an age, Liam. Hey, my puppy does go potty outside, but it's like he doesn't know how to ask to go out. Like it's mostly me just watching his body language. That's pretty normal. So I'm going to assume he's under a year old. I'm going to assume he's under 6 months old, just because a lot of our puppy questions are for dogs under 6 months old. It's about routine. It's about schedule. So even if you're not doing a crate, you still have to have your dog on leash. They have to kind of be like tethered to you or stay in your area. And it's either I'm doing crate, so my dog knows exactly when they go potty, which is right when they come out of crate. It's every 2 to 4 hours, and it's very religious. And then they kind of learn it through repetition that way. Or the other way is you watch your dog's body language. You're already doing the other end of it. So yeah, that's normal. You're watching them, and every time they're like, oh, they're kind of like looking around, start giving it a word if you don't want to do the crating and do it that way, which is you got to go potty. And it's kind of like they don't really understand what they have to do yet. And they might be like, oh, maybe. And you're like, oh, great. Food. I have my pouch on my hip if I'm not already wearing it. And I grab out a handful of food, come basically to the door. Sit, good. You clip on the leash, you get everything on. I still do leashes when I take dogs out, so I'm more in control of those potties. I open the door, he wants to dart out. No, I'll move in. Sorry, can't see me. No, move in. I'll block him. He steps back. I ask him for a sit. I open door. He waits. I close it. I give him a treat. I open it. We walk out for our potty. So you're basically teaching him when and where you want him to go. But also you got to limit your water intake too. So we're not limiting to the point where they're dehydrated.
Keep an eye on it.
We're limiting to the fact that it's a half cup of water for every 30 pounds of body weight every 2 to 3 hours on average for dogs with like regular exercise. If you live in a hot place and your dog's doing a lot of exercise, he'll need a little bit more water, which means you're going to take him out a little bit more.
Like the people in SoCal with Malamutes, you might have a little more, and the Bernies, we always give more water. So even more, than
you guys gauge it.
Than they might have, up north. So you definitely gauge it, but you've got to keep an eye on that water content.
If they're gluttonously drinking water, you're going to get 3 potties in an hour. And if you have a dog that's 6 months old giving you 3 potties in an hour, that's broken.
Yep. The only exception is Dalmatians. So they need to have...
Dalmatians are tough. They have like weird water needs.
Yeah, they have different water needs. Okay.
They have kidney issues.
So let's go to Jay Murphy. She says, she has a... Stella, you're loud. Stop it. Stella, stop scratching. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, we'll edit that bit out in post. All right. J.M. Murphy, Australian.
She's like, I'm cool.
Australian Labradoodle, biting the leash. This is a regression. What do I do while walking? So while out walking, you got a 6-month-old biting the leash. That can be really frustrating. So what I would say is at 6 months old, Australian Labradoodle, I'm going to have some sort of head control of this dog. Okay, she's scratching like crazy, and I've just got a martingale on her, and I'm just going to do tension. Tension on the leash, relax the leash when she stops scratching.
It was anxiety, it wasn't an actual itch. A lot of those scratches aren't actual itches, it's anxiety kicking in.
Well, either way, stop it. So, so anyway, if I'm out for a walk, I'm going to, instead of like, I did like side pressure just so I could show you guys, but as soon as I start to see that biting starting to come, I need head control is better than harness control, but you can do it with harness control too. It just takes some more strength, more effort, and then you also need to have heavy food drive to do it at the same time, but there is a way to do it. But anyway, you're doing pressure up in the air where there's actual tension on the leash. Now the front legs don't come off the ground. I mean, they might jump up for a second, but you are just doing tension straight up to settle the dog down. They will care eventually that most dogs, there are some dogs that prove me wrong. But anyway, most dogs will relax when they feel that pretty quickly. They'll start to care more about the tension on the leash that they feel than anything else. And like I said, that's just a martingale, which is just a flat collar that cinches up, not exactly like a slip lead, but kind of close. I really like them. So anyway, I would look into something like that. But if you're not already walking on something like that, then you've got to teach leash skills to your dog, pressure on, off on a new tool. And if you're walking on a harness and that's something that you're interested in. The other thing that I want you to keep in mind is be more preventative. Like, why is your dog doing it? Are they doing it to say, I want to go this way? Are they doing it to say, I don't want to walk because I'm uncomfortable? Are they kind of pushy with you in other areas of your life in the house? Because that's really where you help build the relationship of like, no, knock it off. And then so that way when you go outside and you're like, little pressure, calm down, it's all right. Your dog already feels secure around you because they know that you can handle your business. And so there's that. And then there's food stuff. If it's anxiety wise or nervousness wise, I can start to see those precursors before they happen. And I'll go into more of an active food mode. Come, sit, good, food. Take a few steps, come, sit, food, rather than normal walking. So I just gave you like a lot of things to think about. There is a replay that'll happen on YouTube for the full thing in 2 days if you want to take notes. But to me, if that doesn't really nip it in the bud really fast, you're going to need some one-on-one help.
I'm going to also add a question because it's a very similar answer.
Okay.
20-week-old Cocker Spaniel barking when I'm cooking. How do I stop him, please? So there's two answers. You can try the pressure work that...
Sorry, how old?
20-week-old.
20-week-old.
Yep. 5.
3, 5. 5 months.
16 is 4 usually. Yeah. All right.
Usually.
I'm going to give you two answers, but I'm going to kind of like not even explain the first one. So pressure, like what she was mentioning, on the walk is very different from doing this in your home. I'm a boundary guy. I'm all about structure. I'm all about boundaries because I'm a preventative trainer rather than a reactive trainer. Do we react? Of course we do, but we try to prevent first and foremost. I think that you could do all the things Bethany just said while the dog is in the kitchen, pressure on to kind of get them back off, pressure off to settle. Then you're redirecting them to the living room, back onto place. You're building a thrush, like kind of like a boundary outside your kitchen. But I think all of that is just too soon. 20 weeks old, 5 months. Mm-hmm. Unless you've already been doing a lot of boundaries with your dog, it's going to feel very suppressive. Corrections create suppression. That's why corrections work, and that's why dogs listen to them. It suppresses a certain amount of energy and kind of gives you room to jump in there and take over the brain and like redirect them to something else.
Because it's got to go. The energy's got to go somewhere. Yeah.
I think you're reacting even if you do that. So I'm going to tell you my preventative method. When I have a 5-month-old puppy who I'm not going to be holding on a leash, like doing training with in the kitchen, I don't think they belong there at all, personally. So I have my dog out of the crate. I'm going to do like 30 minutes to an hour of activity time, which is walk, play, training, supervised separation, enrichment. That's over 30 minutes to an hour if my puppy can handle that long. When they're done and they're tired and they come into the kitchen with you guys and they start barking, that's not training anymore. That's overstimulation. Mm-hmm. You tell them no, you walk towards them, you give them a tug, you chase them out of the kitchen. You are reacting, but you're not helping them. So my advice is that you do your activity window. You do your 15 minutes of play, 15 minutes of training, 15 minutes of existence, and then when that's done and you don't have time to continue watching them, they go back to the crate because that's what the crate is for. Safety. I know a client who's dropped boiling water on a dog trying to get pasta to the sink from the stove. Mistakes happen. I was going to say SHIT happens, and it does, but mistakes happen. So we have to be more preventative rather than reactive. That's what I'll leave you guys with. Do you want to jump onto that?
I would just say that, when I would really work on this is when I'm just reheating some leftovers in the afternoon. And I'm going to give myself, instead of, 5 minutes, I'm going to give myself 15 minutes so I can go back, reset my dog in place, back tie them in place, and then go and reset them. So they come to the end of the back tie, the end of the leash, which is back tied to a chair, something at a distance. And they're barking. I can say no, move in, spatial pressure, reset them, calm down, go back into the kitchen. Or I'm just grabbing yogurt. I mean, just small things. You really want to send your dog to place and start working on that. And I'm telling you, at 21 weeks old, they can definitely do place duration for a decent amount of time.
5 months old, yeah.
Yeah, and so just keep that in mind, and hopefully we've given you something to think about. I'd like to squeeze in one more before we go. And I don't know if you've got one.
Like 4 more.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to squeeze in one more, and then we'll do some rapid fire tickety talks.
Oh, let's even do it.
Jers J says, almost 6-month-old Aussie Shepherd can get very flighty. Well, that's a really tough mix if that's truly an Australian Shepherd. Oh, not a Shepherd mix, sorry. Truly an Australian Shepherd. That's weird. I just had a call about this yesterday.
This is her.
Jers J?
What if it is?
That would be cool. I better stay consistent with my answers. It can get very flighty with extremely loud noises. Motorcycle was okay. Okay, Jers J, what's happening? She won't accept a treat as a distraction or engage with a favorite toy. What do? I, no joke, just had a call about this yesterday. I think the dog was older though. But, okay, so herding dogs are bred to be kicked in the face, right, and come back fighting. However, they can easily get sensory overload. And as a puppy, especially if they're going through a fear phase, which is like a biological thing to kind of balance out their bitiness, can really deliver a hard punch for them, where not only will they be flighty, but they could be really bitey too. So I gotta be real careful how I give advice here. It's gonna be a few different ways. Let me just tell you this. Working on the fear is actually not going to happen in the moment where they get flighty and bolt. At least not right now. In 3 to 6 months, sure, you could actually work with a balanced trainer.
Say that number again?
In 3 to 6 months.
Months, not weeks, not days. It takes a long time.
You could work with a balanced trainer that could actually start to go after the bolting, but it won't do any good if we don't work on this dog's confidence in other ways. So there's 2 ways. There's confidence and recovery. Right now I've got an anxious dog on the ground that I needed to bring with me today, and I'll use her as an example. So when we go through the kids area, she's very shut down, and she used to bolt, and she's very shut down. Then we work the kids area, and she's emotional. And then we go outside of the kids area, and we do targeting, and she would not take food the first week that I did it. Targeting just means jump up on the picnic table. We've got a lot of rocks in our area, and we've got low fences as well. And so it's just like jump on the fence, walk the fence a bit, jump on the rock, and then we go back into the kids area. And then we come back over, and how do I do it without food? I have to do it too, and she'll follow me. And then we go to the park, and I let her just kind of run around a little bit. We do some recall work. She'll take some food. A week of that balance, and now she's taking food with the targeting. Another 2 weeks, now she's taking food around the kids. It does not mean she loves kids, but it's building 2 things. It's building her confidence, and it's building her recovery time. And that's what I wanted to get to, is yes, you need to build confidence, but the recovery time is they hear the motorcycle, they hear the kid screaming, or the kid runs at them and runs to the other side. They freak out, they go to bolt, and then they're unleashed, so they hit the end of the leash. And then you're like, okay, let's go. And you go into your work mode, whatever that is. Sit down, stay calm, targeting, whatever it is. You go into that mode, even if they won't take food, and you bring them back faster and faster each time. That's the goal. That's what I mean by recovery. And so that recovery starts to happen quicker and quicker and quicker. Once you build some confidence, then you can go after the bolting a little bit, and you'll have like just the best of both worlds. So that's what I would recommend. Luckily, a motorcycle thing is something you can replicate on the TV, through YouTube, on your phone, and you can actually work on that with low levels of desensitization while working your puppy inside. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, mine was going to be funny, but it was kind of inappropriate. So nope, I'm not going to.
Maybe not inappropriate. Okay, yeah. We're going to rapid fire TikTok because we were late. So we're going to give you that.
8-week-old multi-poo biting everything.
8-week-old multi-poo biting everything. Go!
you got to get on the schedule. You need to start doing some training every single time that dog comes out of the crate. They're on leash to some degree, whether it's like a little harness that they're dragging around, like a little 2-inch or like a little 2 millimeter wide leash. And then every time they come out, you're still training an 8-week-old, but it's just really easy. It's easy training. Come, you're on the ground and you're dragging your knuckles across the floor, getting them to follow it for 5-10 minutes, taking their morning kibble.
This is rapid fire, by the way.
That is rapid fire.
Okay.
I feel your pressure. And then, all right, you go. I don't have rapid fire in me. I don't know how to do rapid fire.
Okay, go find 2 exercises to do and repeat them for 10 to 15 minutes every time your dog comes out of crate, and make sure you're doing a little bit of fetch. Start having your puppy see your hands as food and stop petting them so darn much. And when you do pet the puppy, make sure they're calm first. And then if the puppy gets really, really aroused, you're overstimulating them, stop it, give them 2 weeks to decompress, more structure, more things to do, more things to learn, and less lovey-dovey.
Shit, that was really good. I mean, shoot, that was really good. I am like blown away how quick that was.
What's next? I'm having fun. Okay.
Keep going.
I barely hear people talk about displacement itching.
We focus on brain first, body second.
Yep. Yes, we do. That's because we the bomb. All right, let's see. We
Save the bomb.
We
My mom says that. Oh my God.
I'm in my 40s. That's what we said.
My mom's in her 60s.
Everything was cool. But she raised you in like what her 30s. So yeah.
What's our next question?
All right. We have 2 labs, 18 months, black lab 9 months. Should training be done separately? Yes.
If you haven't done it separately before, then you're still doing it separately now. Yeah,
yes.
You're taking separate walks, separate training sessions. I'd have 1 dog in the crate, 1 dog coming out of the crate.
It doesn't mean you can't do tiny little segments of them together once you already have a foundation, but the vast majority of it right now is going to be separate.
If they can't see each other across the room and still do a command, you're not ready to do tandem training.
What does play typically look like for 12 weeks old? I like tug, but sometimes a 12-week-old, sometimes they'll come out of the womb wanting to play fetch. It's pretty incredible. But I prefer tug because I want to go tug, 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 be very gentle because their jaws are still growing. Freeze, free, or mess up jaw alignment too. I've seen that too with like Jack Russell. And freeze and work on the drop it and the out, and then an immediate release. And then a week later, they're doing sit down, break, and then drop it, and really build on that, and then just toss it a few feet. Don't be building them up like crazy, throwing it across the yard, building tons of stamina and tons of drive at 12 weeks old.
When
Keep
they're
it small.
sprinting, it's too early for them to be sprinting to chase a toy. You're building too much drive. It's going to get away from you before you realize it. Keep
it small and tight. And if they don't like it, then if they don't really like fetch or tug, get a squeaker temporarily and do a little squeaking, just a little tuggy, a little squeaky.
If I take that toy from them and they're already bolting away to go chase the next fetch or like the next 5 feet fetch I'm going to do, I'm going to hold the toy, call them back, and start adding in sits between. That's for like high stimulation dogs, like working breeds.
And don't use a squeaker with those dogs.
No, unless you want to start killing your toes.
Pup in training, 6 months of age, twice a week. Is that too little? He seems... Oh no, where'd it go? I don't know, I just lost it. He seems to resource guard. Okay, so you've given me a lot of stuff here. So pup in training, 6 months of age, twice a week. That's not too little. That sounds great as long as you're training in the in-between.
Yeah, that only works if you're still working your dog at home.
Yeah.
Like they give you homework usually.
And you're doing
That's
it.
expected to do 2 to 3 times a day.
Because owning a dog is a lifestyle. It's not training.
Say it again.
Owning a dog is a lifestyle. It's not training time.
You don't have training routines. You have training lifestyle for the next 6 months to a year. Woo!
And so as long as you're treating it like that, twice a week is great. It's just, it's the resource guarding part that I can't really target. That's a completely separate issue. I'm really sorry that I can't do that in rapid fire. But we would honestly recommend a one-on-one trainer for that. Anyway, balance trainer.
6 month research guarding.
How can we start recall training a 1-year-old Berner? Okay, so let's say it's like brand new. I would get a martingale if you're brand new at training. I might get the chain martingale. It's like cloth with a little chain. And I would get a 20-foot lead, maybe 15 if you live in LA or New York or something and you don't have a lot of space, 15-footer. But 20, 30-foot lead in most areas is fine. Let them venture out. Come, piece of food. Let them venture out. Come, piece of food. Let's go work. Turn, piece of food. Turn, piece of food. That's how you start. And then one day, your dog sees another dog, hits the end of the leash, and you go, come, And they come, piece of food, and then they start to put it together.
Can your dog come back from 6 feet away at the park? Because if they can't, then you're doing a 6-foot leash and you're working at home for a couple weeks and then going to the park.
So this is where we actually kind of butt heads sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that a dog that can't do it on a 6-foot leash sometimes needs more freedom to feel not so.
But I also feel like you
overwhelmed.
need to practice in a calmer area first. So if you haven't
Agreed.
practiced recall
In your backyard.
in your backyard, front yard,
Yeah.
living room, that's your first step. We assume because a
Good
year
point.
old, you have.
Good point.
But if you haven't,
That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, one more. My puppy keeps eating.
you're like, yes, move on.
Oh,
move
do
on.
we have an online video account? Yes.
We do.
Lillery? That's a cool name. Lillery Banks. Wait. That's like Hillary Banks, like from the. Is that real? Is that your real name?
No.
Okay, so anyway, it's cool. Yes, go to thepuppyacademy.com and you will see our online school. Check it out.
We do lives every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Are you getting extra hours?
We have a whole library of like all of the specific life stuff, and then we have classes with the obedience stuff. It's cool. My puppy keeps eating socks. He knows leave it and drop it, but he still eats them. He's a cocker. Any help? Well, it just says puppy. It doesn't say the age. You got to get on a better schedule. You got to get your dog on a leash, and you got to work. You got to like set up scenarios. I would try pet corrector. No, it just squirts out air, and see if your puppy is sensitive.
Don't spray the dog with it. You're spraying the air.
I would see if your dog is sensitive to that. You need some type of no. You need some type of no value. But if your dog does get a sock, you cannot be chasing it down and making it into a game or trading for treats all the time. That's fine. The treat trade is fine in a pinch, but your dog needs to be dragging around a leash when supervised, so you can go pick up the leash, do pressure, dog drops it, and then work on it. All right.
If they get traded for a sock more than 10 times, that dog now thinks retrieving the sock is how they get a treat, and
Yeah.
when they don't get it, they might start chewing and swallowing it.
Yep. All right, guys, that's our rapid fire. That was fun. Well, we got to work on your rapid fire.
What do you mean? I was going for it. It was going to take like 3 minutes instead of 7.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye, everyone.